moving on to HCA, which is a leading US hospital group founded in the 1960s and headquartered in Nashville, Tennessee.
So we're putting this one in because it puts in perspective how big or otherwise these big global groups are. So HCA, or otherwise known as the Hospital Corporation of America, as you said, they're founded Nashville, Tennessee, has been on and off the market a couple of times. The United States market, interestingly, although it's the world's biggest market for healthcare spend, a lot of the hospitals are owned by charitable institutions, church-linked organizations, and the likes. So HCA was market cap there. I think
it's got 165 hospitals, 115 surgery centers in the USA and the UK, Paul. Group has a market cap of $32.7 billion US dollars.
Right.
Price to earnings ratio.
So to be fair, that is bigger,
that
right?
Is big. That is
$32 billion is like, according to my math, somewhere in the region of like 400 billion rand. So sizably larger, but not so much larger that it makes Mediclinic look like a peewee. And Mediclinic, of course, has got a nice combination of developed and developing country exposure, whereas this one is largely in the US only.
Have you taken note of HCA previously?
We've looked at it, basically, just basically trying to compare and have a comparative analysis there. The debt levels haven't been very good. I think they were downgraded at some time. In terms of momentum, I think the price hasn't been looking very good, so down about 15% for the year. Their margins also quite low. So they're going through, those tough times you talked about earlier on. So right now, I think, it's a share definitely you can't ignore because of the size, but I don't believe it's hot right now for me.
Look, the
quick decision there from Joseph, getting it out and out. I'm coming back to that. Hold on to that decision. Maybe Paul can convince you otherwise.
The share price chart should appear at some point,
yes,
and of course there it is. And that's what Joseph's talking about. It got a bit of a punch in the face, fell back from 100 to 77. Well, what's that about? Well, in recent times, everything to do with healthcare, biotech, and other has taken a tumble in the US. And the reason is because, I don't know, they like to get their sectors going or not going over there, I've noticed. At the moment, for one reason or another, what was the go-go part of the market for the prior couple of years is taking a little bit of tap. So it's just a generalized PE sell-off that's happening in the healthcare space in the US.
Are you going to try and change Joseph's mind here? Because he just called it not hot outright.
Look, I own some of these myself personally in my US portfolio, which I bought because I was experimenting a little bit to see whether the US hospital care trading conditions are attractive compared to our opportunities here.
Has your experiment
so far, not
yielded
so good.
results? No,
because I bought them at close to 100 and they're down at 77.
You want to hold on to this and continue the experiment?
Yeah, my feeling
HCA?
just generally is, look, in the United States, we've got the baby boomer generation. Like I was saying, they're the ones that are richer, older, and you know what they say, you can't take the money with you. You know, when you put into the box, you can't take the banknotes with you. So people spend it.
So that's reason enough to buy
absolutely,
hospital groups.
Joint replacements, all sorts of surgeries, expensive oncology treatments to keep people alive. That's what these hospitals provide.
Obviously, you've got a better understanding of this company since you are invested. What did the Obamacare policies do to the medical?
A couple of interesting things. So what it does is it accelerates the amount of spending that happens because people get covered by health insurance. So then you have more conditions and more middle income people that are able to afford certain procedures because that's part of their package. What it also did is they created a whole lot of incentives for the medical facilities themselves to accelerate spending on IT systems and to claim back tax credits as part of the Obamacare system. So that we did see a huge boost, and I think that's very good for the business model going forward. So that's where you have electronic record management systems, so when you come back, you don't have to fill out a form.
Has he managed to convince you to change your mind or not? You don't look very enthused.
We're kind of in agreement. He's not going to be adding onto his hoarding, so I'm going to stick with my decision.
Sticking with his decision. You're not doing a very good job here. Hot or not, Paul Turan?
No, I'm hot on it, but I really think it's not necessary for clients to think of going into that market for that kind of exposure only. I'm making the point by comparison that Mediclinic's got it all going, Netcare's got it all going. We're going to talk about those in a minute.
We'll come back to your experiment in 6 months' time and see whether HCA has yielded appropriate results.